We ready?
I'm ready.
Good luck.
Hello and welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the project where I'm exploring my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon, and I am back with Greg Benson. Greg, thank you so much for being willing to taste another bottle with me after I inflicted cyclone on you.
I've had some time to recover after the rum tequila blend from before, so I think my palate is back out of the hospital and ready to run again. So let's do it.
Good. So, Greg, I know you from the Speakeasy podcast and lots of other things that you're doing. Anything you want to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Well, yeah, I'm a writer, producer, professional drinker in a lot of ways. I got into the space about 12 years ago and have been sort of moving around in it ever since. And it's given me the opportunity to go to a lot of great places, meet a lot of amazing people, and try a lot of amazing stuff, which is why I'm really, really happy to be here today trying this gorgeous little bottle that you have here. Look at this. Isn't this just design-wise? Isn't this nice?
It is beautiful. And this really is like my episode that I talked about. This really is a lot about the design. So what this is, last time we got together, I kind of inflicted a bottle on you.
Bottle that was like very plastic-like drink at the beach style.
Which was Cyclone, a tequila rum hybrid, tequila rum lime hybrid. I don't think we can leave the lime out of that one.
Lest we forget.
This time you're kind of inflicting a bottle on me because you chose this from the list. So this is Anis Seco. So this is La Mallorquina. So this is from Mallorca, so one of the Spanish Balearic Islands. And it is an anise liqueur. And I don't particularly like anise flavored things.
So I do. I love black licorice flavors. And I always joke that I got into the bar industry because I knew I had expensive taste and yet was never going to be rich. So I had to be like, how can I convince people to give me expensive shit for free? Same thing when I was a little kid. Like you'd have like all the jelly beans around Easter and nobody would eat the black ones. And I honestly don't know if I was born liking black licorice flavor or if I inflicted it on myself by being like, there's an open market here and no one is picking it up. So if I train myself to like the black ones, I'll have them all for me. So it's stuck. Whether it was nature or nurture or both, I'm still here.
I love that story. Yeah, my mom liked black licorice, so I never ate that. You know, she would have taken it all for herself. So maybe I just didn't get exposed. I do like a little absinthe rinse. You know, most of my favorite cocktails have a rinse of absinthe on the glass. So, and I have been pleasantly surprised at least one of the other anise flavored things I've tasted for the project so far. So maybe I will be once again pleasantly surprised. So you commented on the design of the bottle. So are you familiar with Anise del Mono?
I'm not.
Okay, so that's like the classic Spanish anise. Comes in a very similar bottle. So this kind of diamond faceted shape was designed based on the founder of it. He went to Paris and he saw a perfume bottle that he bought for his wife.
I was going to say, it's very like perfume bottle looking.
Exactly, that's what it was. And so he came back and he created that. And these diamond shaped labels, that's very much Anis del Mono. And so then that became the style for all the other brands, right? They wanted to be associated with that brand. You know, we see that in lots of products today too, right? What's really cool about this is that in Spain, this is the large shaped bottles are a flamenco instrument. I'll borrow the straw and demonstrate.
So many uses. Look at that. Use every part of that buffalo. That's
playing
fantastic.
the bottle. All right, so that's like about all I know. I wasn't able to find out much about the brand at all. Nice full glass bottle. As before, I'm going to let you do the honors.
Okay. And this one is a little trickier than the last one. Hold on. We almost got there.
The tiny bottles are hard because it's really hard to get a grip.
There we go.
Beautiful crick, crick, crick sound. All right. It looks not too thick.
I was going to say, this one doesn't look like it evaporated at all, so we should get the full experience off of the Anis Seco.
It doesn't have like a, dusty smell at all. Smells pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It's got a There's a vibrancy to it. I was going to say that, I love absinthe, and anise liqueur tends to be pretty one note, whereas absinthe does have a lot of layers to it. This is giving me a nice layered thing. I'm getting some like a little bit of hay, a little bit of sweetness underneath obviously the black licorice that kind of comes to the front there.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a nice freshness to it.
Yeah, there's almost something like slightly savory to it.
Interesting.
Can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, almost like caraway.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like a caraway, like a rye bready sort of thing.
Which makes sense, right? Because caraway seeds and anise seeds, like in that same neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, peanut butter and chocolate, those two. We ready?
I'm ready.
Good luck.
Oh yeah, that's licorice.
Isn't it just? I love that.
It's not too bad though. I think maybe because it's not combined with like sugar in the way that black licorice is, or salt in the way that the weird Finnish salmiakka stuff is. Like,
well, I actually did get kind of like a licorice candy thing at the front. Like there was a little. That's where the sweetness came, but it evaporated very, very quickly, and the finish is just long, sharp. Yeah, you get some of that caraway. You get some more of that kind of like that, just sort of like unmalted barley, that kind of flavor, that very cereal thing at the end that I think is nifty.
Are your eyes up to trying to figure out what the proof is on the?
Oof. Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, it's only 11 a.m., so I haven't been drinking that much.
Right. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Exactly. It looks like this is 45%.
45.
I'm guessing.
Degrees.
45 degrees.
So that's going to be 22 and a half or something. Right?
Oh, you're right.
European. So the little degree symbol, I think, is.
They're so classy over there.
Right. Well, and also older bottles are weird in that way. Okay, so I'm guessing like 20, 22.
Yeah. Which feels about right.
That feels about right. Definitely has some alcohol heat to it, unlike some of the evaporated bottles. Like this one, there's alcohol there.
But it's also nice because at that voltage, it's not going to totally blow your hair back. I feel like if the licorice notes I'm getting off of this and those kind of like very sort of dry, green, like grassy flavors were paired with something that was actually 45% or higher, this would be a much harsher experience.
For sure. It's one of the traditional ways, of course, that you drink anise it's like per node, right? And so you pour the water in it and you see if it's going to louche. And so the louching has to do with the anethol, which is the licoricey flavor, right? The anise component that can't stay suspended in water. Actually, this might be higher. Is it louching at all?
Let's see.
Because
do a little experiment.
I don't know if it will, because it does have to be high proof. Now I'm questioning if it is actually. Oh yeah, it is louching. So this must be at least 45, because actually it must be higher proof than we thought, and actually be 45%, because that the anethol can't stay in suspension under 37.5, and that's why it louches when you add water. All right, so here I'm going to see. Doesn't louche much.
Yeah, not much. You're getting teeny little cloudiness, but not a ton.
I don't know. Not a ton. All right, so maybe not. Who knows?
I think we should drink more. Then we should drink.
Right. Let's see. A has less charm in the water.
Less charm, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the sweetness comes through more with the water. I think, interestingly, those bitter notes that I thought were very interesting are kind of dulled, and now it just kind of tastes like a black jelly bean, which again,
right, you're
not a complaint, just an observation. But I like eating them better than drinking them.
Definitely, the aroma comes out a lot more, and it's that sort of straightforward black licorice aroma when I mix it with water.
Yeah,
it's interesting to me that there are anise flavored liqueurs in so many places around the world.
I know. It's wild how many different places and cultures have their own version of this specific flavor.
This is my theory.
Okay.
Right? My theory. So anethol, the component in anise seeds, is 13 times sweeter than sugar. So even if you don't have a lot of sugar, it still tastes sweet. And I wonder if that's why those things became popular, because people could have a sweet taste without having to get sugar when it was expensive.
That explains a lot. Yeah, it is a good way to cheat the system like that. And I mean, it's also just a very strong and recognizable flavor. Like if you're trying to build a brand, what better way to do it than with something that's like, oh yeah, no, I know exactly how this is going to taste.
Yep. Right. Well, I didn't like the water at all.
Yeah, I didn't like it with the water either.
Yeah. It's really nice.
I don't want to finish the whole bottle, but I might, if it's all right with you, I'm going to steal just a little bit more so I can have a straight bite.
Yeah.
I don't want to end with the watered down version lingering on my palate.
Well, the good news for you is that bottle is yours.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Part of the project is that I don't want to own all those bottles, a couple hundred bottles that my grandmother had.
Don't feel like having a bottle museum in your home?
Nope. Grandma did that. That was her thing. My thing is to drink them and to share them. And now they can go on and have new lives in new ways. So next, I want to see you playing the bottle in your next flamenco band appearance.
I will. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That'll be how I break out as a geriatric TikTok star, is playing the flamenco bottle by myself in my apartment, in my podcast studio.
I would pay to see that.
I hope other people will too.
All right. Well, Craig, where can people find you? Do you already have a geriatric TikTok account?
I do have a geriatric TikTok account where I appear shirtless quite a bit. That's all I'm going to say about it. I feel sexy is all in what you don't say. Just check it out. I'm there, and I'm on Instagram at 100 Proof Greg with numbers, not letters. I also co-host the Speakeasy podcast, which is a weekly show exploring bars, bartenders, a real sort of fly on the wall talk about what really goes on in the drinks industry. That's on Heritage Radio Network, and you can find that on Instagram at Speakeasy Podcast.
And it is awesome. And
thank you.
Of course, am Tammy Coxon with My Tiny Bottles. You can find that at My Tiny Bottles on social media, at Tammy Coxon on Blue Sky, and mytinybottles.com. Leave comments, leave likes,
have some more. Have some more.
Subscribes and follows. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers.